Hi, I'm Jérémy.
And I'm Ben.
And together we are 15 Degrees North.
Today we're going to show you the sights and sounds of Tallinn. Estonia is the smallest Baltic state, both in terms of size and population.
Tallinn is its capital, sitting on the northern coast.
Though geographically a Baltic state, it is much more culturally aligned with Scandinavia, which is hardly surprising because when you sail due north for just 51 miles, you arrive in Helsinki, Finland.
Tallinn is an ancient city and the evidence is all around you as soon as you arrive.
Its old town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is one of the most complete medieval districts in the world.
For centuries, Tallinn was ruled by numerous different forces, so it was known by its Germano-Russian name Rival. It wasn't until Estonia first became independent in 1918 that its Estonian name Tallinn was finally officially used.
The city was ruled by Danes, Teutonic Knights, became an independent Hanseatic city-state for a while, and then was conquered by Russia in 1710.
When Estonia declared independence following the Russian Revolution, Tallinn was declared its capital before its fate became inexorably linked with the other Baltic states by events of the 20th century.
Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania were occupied by Soviet forces in 1940, then Nazis in 1941, then back to the Soviets again between 1945 and 1991.
The city became European Capital of Culture in 2011 and the city capitalized on its history in a big way, creating multiple dining experiences to send you back in time.
Drinking medieval drinks in a medieval pub. And how was the landlady?
Very medieval. Did not break out of character once.
You can eat in a Soviet dining car if you want.
I'm pretty sure the Communist Party would have loved the burger menu.
But its most famous venue is the Old Hansa, a restaurant opened in an ancient building that aims to give customers an authentic medieval experience. Are you ready to feast?
Aye aye. The venue aims to look, feel and taste like a 15th century tavern with traditional furniture, authentic dress for its waiters and dishes made entirely from ingredients available at the time.
Which means the potato and sugar are firmly off the menu, whereas elk, bear and pheasant are all available.
Third course, dessert.
Rose pudding. Thoughts? It tastes like rose. Apparently these
Good
petals
starts.
are edible. So here goes. No? Very rose-like.
Toompea Hill sits adjacent to the old town, containing both the Orthodox Cathedral and Toompea Castle, which contains the Estonian Parliament.
According to mythology, Toompea is the grave of Kalev, whose story differs depending on who you speak to. The Estonians believe he was a king, whereas the Finns believe he was a giant, but both believe that he was responsible for oddities in nature.
Regardless, his sons were supposedly chased away by the Christians when Estonia was Christianized in the 13th century. Apparently, they sailed down to the sea and returned to the mainland now and again and are usually blamed for any meteorological anomalies.
So the next time we're at home and it goes from rain to snow to blazing sunshine in the space of 5 minutes, I can blame Kalev.
Well, no, that's not an anomaly. That's just living in Manchester.
In my very first job, I met a girl who was Estonian, and she said to me that the first thing that you need to remember about Estonians is that they are fundamentally evil people. Which I thought was weird at the time, but now that we've been here, do we find this to be true?
Yeah, she's a liar.
They all seem really nice. Today, Estonia is a thriving modern nation, which has become one of the tech centres of Europe.
Since joining the EU in 2004, The country has left its Soviet legacy behind, evolving to become one of the countries with the highest quality of life in the world.
Like its Scandinavian neighbours, Estonia has invested heavily in education, meaning that now, 3 decades into its independence, its economy is being driven by homegrown innovators and market leaders.
It must be said, the country's transformation is pretty damn impressive if you think about it.
Outside the city, and the first thing you'll notice is that the pine forest stretched for mile upon mile.
In fact, we drove the full length of the country and I don't think we ever actually left the forest.
Huge swathes of the countryside are protected as national parks, including the one here at Lahemaa, just an hour outside Tallinn. Please be careful on these Estonian death traps. Are you managing? Yeah. Snippy of this, look where I'm going, to be honest.
As you can see, the countryside was covered in snow when we visited in April, but within the park is the Viru bog, with its raised boardwalks forming a 5-kilometer loop, which makes for the perfect afternoon of walking in the Estonian countryside.
One of the most popular tourist destinations outside Tallinn, we were surprised to find ourselves almost alone during our walk.
Well, we were surprised until we realized that the boardwalk was only about 40 centimeters wide in long stretches, with deep bog either side, and that in places it had been entirely covered by the ice and snow of the rest of the bog.
So that's why there was nobody else there.
Well, I wasn't going to let a little bit of snow stop us.
Do you remember that time you tried to kill us both on an Estonian bog?
What are you doing, Ben?
I found a twig. I'm bringing it home with me.
How?
On the plane.
No, Ben. No.
But I found a twig.
Told you. No, put it down.
It's really cool.
You're an idiot. Put it down.
Further south, and we visit the coastal town of Pärnu, which sits not far from the Latvian border.
The town is clearly a bustling seaside resort in the summer month, but the sun worshippers were certainly not present when we visited because the temperature was decidedly below freezing and the wind chill was, well, positively Baltic.
But because I'm British and we live in the north, we did the logical thing and headed to the beach, only to be presented with actual real-life sea ice.
As in ice on the sea.
Sea ice. Ice on the sea.
I see.
I see.
I see what you did there.
I see.
Nice. Funny.
Come to the beach, they said. It'll be warm, they said. It'll be lovely, they said. Oh my goodness. This is a Baltic beach. It's ice.
Most people treat Tallinn just as a city break, but there's a lot more to see and do elsewhere in Estonia too.
But if you're a fan of a preserved medieval city, Tallinn is a must-see to add to your bucket list.
And if you're a fan of idyllic pine forests and serene ice-clad coastline, you seriously need to head out into the Estonian wilds too. Thanks for watching.
Be sure to like, share and subscribe.
And follow us on Instagram at 15 degrees north.
Make sure to tune in to our next video to see where in the world we end up next.
See ya.
Bye!